Somebody made this comment on Vegan Deterioration's channel about Freelee and how it looks like this box pops in and out of her face. And so I went to check it out. Now, first, I want to show you what she looked like about a year ago. This is when everyone was pretty concerned. And then all of a sudden, she began looking a little more colorful, a little more full in the face, and everyone thought for a while she was getting like fillers in her cheeks, which she probably did because it does seem like they go up and down sometimes. But there's something more to this, and I think this is interesting because Vegan Deterioration also found a Reddit post recently where they showed this clip of her face like popping in and out of this filter where it made it look full and then it went back to skinny. And then she claimed that that she was actually doing the opposite. She was showing a filter of her looking quote-unquote fat, like because she was talking about keto dieters and how this is what you would look like if you were going to eat this way, all this fat you're eating. Anyway, I think a lot of people assumed, no, it was quite the opposite. She's doing this to make her face look fuller. And again, I bring you back to this karate chopping video that everyone used as like this obsessive extremist example of being sickly and vegan, long-term vegan, deteriorated. She has the shoulders of Dr. Dre, my goodness. I'm wondering what happened because, like I said, well, YouTube time, it said a year ago this video came out. So what could have changed so much during that time? She claims to be on the same sort of diet. Actually, now she's saying she's even going to a raw food diet, and she may just stay that way for the rest of her life. Completely raw. Not raw till 4, but raw always. What is going on? And she's been claiming she has blood tests that are perfect, that she's had just holding hostage up in her little jungle for for weeks, for months, I don't know. She keeps claiming she's going to show them, but then she's stalling, deleting comments, and what's going on? What is this? What's with the filters? And you can always tell someone's using a pretty darn saturated filter when you can't see the outline of their nose. You know, you're not going to see fine line. I mean, we have cameras nowadays. Like, my phone takes such good pictures and such good video. You can see every line. You can see everything. So I'm not saying that you can't use filters. I use filters sometimes. But what I'm saying is a lot of these vegans are doing it in a very specific way. They're all doing the same thing. They're like turning up the red. They're, well, I can't say they're all doing this fullness thing because I don't know. How would you even know if someone is doing that? It looks like she's asymmetrical. One side of her jaw does come out larger than the other. But it does seem fuller sometimes. And what is with this box? Eyes sinking further in, yet the cheeks are coming further out. Unless it's inflammation. I mean, what's going on here? What kind of trickery is this? And if you're using trickery, why not just wear makeup? What's the deal with pretending you're so against altering the way you look, your appearance? She is going to hold on to this diet for dear life. I mean, this is her identity. This is everything to her. This is what she looked like a year ago, and I would go out on a limb and say this is probably what she still looks like. I mean, this is her current body that she's actually showing us. So how could her face look full and her body have, 15% body fat, if that? I mean, I don't know. I'm not great at guessing this sort of thing, but I know that a woman should not have a body fat percentage this low to where your skin is wrinkling. There's no fat, nowhere. She is quite literally a frame holding up skin and tissue and organs. This is what she thinks the average healthy, optimally healthy human should look like. One of those butts that has such a little amount of fat on it that it starts to get 2 little creases where the thigh meets. We're frugivores. We're supposed to be able to get everything we need from fruit primarily, and now raw again, apparently. Raw. All fresh, raw foods that we get from where? Where do we get it all from? Who is laboring out here growing all of this? And who is supplying the soil back with this life that it needs to continue to produce these plants? I'm going to stop myself before I go off onto too much of a tangent again. But even like her before pictures that she used when she was fat, quote unquote, when she was actually fertile, when she had a body fat percentage on her, in the 20s somewhere, where she had estrogen levels, where she had testosterone, where she had cholesterol and hormones floating through her body, a period, where she was ovulating. This is why so many women despise her. We're not jealous, Freelee. We want to be fertile. We want to be healthy. We want to have energy and actually be strong. And even those of us who don't want kids, we want these things. We want to be healthy. If it were up to her, we would all be infertile. Humanity needs to die out. Save the animals.